What's up, guys? In this video, we're going to talk about the life-changing opportunity you have right now for at least the next few months, 12 weeks at minimum, if not more. So if you guys watched my live stream today, I explained how the fear and greed is 28. It's in pretty much deep fear. If you notice also, fear and greed always follows price action. What does that tell you? Confirmation bias makes you feel good. Red makes you feel bad. Aside from making videos like this, I want you guys to know, like, when it comes to opportunities like this, which is what this is, I said on Twitter, actually, opportunity's greatest disguise is failure. When you go against sometimes how you're feeling, and you know, like, this is the crossroad moment to where you can separate from your job, from your peers, the haters, the ones who don't want you to succeed, they want you to fall back into your old ways. Even if you don't have that confirmation bias that this is the time that will change your life, the time of the next few months, if not longer, when you start realizing this is the time of what you should be doing, that what has to be done rather, versus like what you think should be done, which is like kind of just treading the water and hoping it's going to be okay. When you are proactive during times of despair, that is when the life-changing growth takes place. And I said it also on Twitter. You ever notice how, like, the greatest moments in your life, maybe it's meeting someone you never thought would change your life, or you get that promotion at your job and you find out your boss was watching your work ethic for months and you had no idea it was coming, or something just almost magical happens and you did not expect it. You notice it always happens when you're doing something that normally is out of your comfort zone. It's something that you probably were scared to do. Like, let's just say you're in class, you're in school, you're told to make a presentation, you hate public speaking, it's one of the most common fears, and all of a sudden you go up there, you think you have the worst presentation, and you find out you get an A+ on it, and you're like on the wall somewhere, and all your peers are coming up to you for advice. Like, it's always during times where we are tested, times where we don't feel comfortable, where the greatest change happens. See, a lot of people think when opportunity knocks, it has to be like right there in our face and very obvious to our eyes. That's not the case. Opportunity happens right before success takes place. And what happens before success takes place? Failure. And oftentimes many failures. You ever see that? If I can find a picture, I'll put up there. It's like a meme sort of, where the guy's going for treasure, he's going for gold, and right before he breaks through, they get the diamonds, he like turns away and walks away with his head down. That's oftentimes how success is. It's when you're like grinding, you're working your ass off. You're putting in so much time and energy, you're stressed out, you're starting to lose your shit per se, and you're like, oh man, I hope this works out. It's like going to the gym, right? Some days you feel like crap, some days you feel good, some days you're tempted to eat a bad diet, and some days you give in, some days you don't. But what do you do over a prolonged period of time when you're going for change with fitness? You just stay consistent. You have some, moments where you take a step back, it happens to all of us. But in the grand scheme of things, when you zoom out, you're going forward. So the same for crypto, right? I'm not saying you got to be the best trader. Take it from me. I made so many mistakes. I made some good calls, some bad calls. It is what it is. The goal is not to be perfect. You're never going to accomplish that, first of all. And secondly, it puts too much stress on you to where it's just going to bring you down. It's going to bring your vibe down. You have to prepare for these moments like you're going to war. It's the crossroads of literally separating yourself from 90% of the pack who is going to be doing the same thing they are currently doing next year, 2 years from now, 5 years from now, going to the same job. I'm not saying, like, if you're okay with that you're in a lower class of people. I'm just saying a lot of us come into crypto, come into stocks, come into investing because you want to make some money for ourselves, to be financially free, our family. Some of you got kids, you want to leave your job, start a side hustle. Some of you want to travel, some of you want to, start your own businesses, your own ventures. So if you know what you want and you know that's going to be hard, and you know the majority of people don't do it, they kind of self-sabotage themselves, you have to understand the road to change is going to be tough. So when you see extreme fear, you have to refrain as much as possible from doing what the majority do, which is exiting the market, saying I'll come back, right? I said it in many videos. My best analogy to what's going on is we're in the ocean. Sometimes the ocean's calm. Sometimes it's choppy. Sometimes there's strong waves. What's happening right now is we're in that choppy wave stage, and everyone thinks the huge tsunami's coming. You got people like me who are in the water. We're kind of just hanging on, right? Some of us are actually diving in, trying to find fish, crypto to buy. But then you have a lot of people who are on the sand, who are kind of like watching. They want to get in, but they're not sure. And then you have the other group of people who are at their beach houses. They just left the beach altogether, and they're going to come back when the days are better, when the tides are better, when the weather is better, which weather in this case is the market being better, being confirmation bias, right? So when you think of what's happening, why it's happening, without even knowing the answers to why it's happening or anything surrounding the macroeconomic state or political state or the emotional state, if you just know this is the time to do it, the time to change your life, this is the moment that most people fail, you should be so motivated and excited to do it. Like, I don't know about you, but for me, when I see red like this, I get super excited. Like, yeah, I'm very serious in my videos. Like today, you don't see me like jumping with joy rather and saying, yeah, guys, because I know a lot of you guys are stressed out. And so I don't want you guys to take it like a joke. This is not a joke. This is your future. This is your financial future. If you're young, this is your ticket to, going to college for free one day, or maybe skipping college altogether and starting your own venture. If you're older, this is for you to enjoy your golden years or help your kids out, help your next generation. Or maybe if you're someone that likes traveling, you can go on multiple vacations a year. You can buy that dream house. You can tell your boss, hey, sayonara, I'm leaving, or go part-time and have more time just to do whatever you want. Or like I say, go to the movies on a Wednesday or Tuesday morning and everyone's at work and you're just there by yourself chilling because everyone else is at work. If you want to do and live a life that no one can do but wishes they had, you have to do today what they're not doing. So if everyone else is away from the beach and you're at least on the sand and you haven't made that call yet to walk away and go back home, take the opportunity that even if you're not sure if the water's going to be safe for you, just go in. Join us. Join the people who have been in your shoes. I know these discounts seem scary. I know, whether you're holding, certain utility coins or even Ethereum and Bitcoin or even memes, you're scared. I'm not saying I'm a robot and I'm immune to this, okay? There's times where I have doubts too. It happens to all of us. Again, the goal with this is not to have 100% certainty that what you're doing is the right move. It's having the belief that even if you're not the most confident as to making the right moves going forward, you know that if you keep pushing regardless during the challenging times, you'll eventually achieve your end goal, your success. You have to have that belief first. And the belief comes from a confidence or at least a position of ground where you have to get something done. You have to do what majority of people don't do. What is that? Discipline. Discipline's one of my favorite words because it's surrounded by the mindset belief that even if you don't feel good certain days or some days you have doubts, you still do what has to be done. Like I said, it's like going to the gym on a day where you feel a little banged up, but like if you eat healthy and you still go anyway, maybe you modify your exercises, you do cardio one day instead of doing weights, as long as you go, you're going to come out on top of that in a better position than when you first walked in. You have to avoid the path of least resistance. I know it's normal and you want to feel safe and comfortable. I know that feeling. And I also know it's scary to be that person in your class, in school, to go to the top and be that first public speaker talking. I used to do the same thing when I was in school initially, before I practice, where you're watching everybody, nobody wants to go first when they make a presentation, and you're watching everybody, you're seeing them like stutter and get scared, and you're like, I'll just wait. And then all of a sudden, the last person to go is you, and now you're more scared because you realize waiting, although it felt normal, it felt safe, you're in the back of the class, you're in your bubble. Now when the time comes for you, it doesn't change anything. Versus the person who goes first, in their speech or second, they're scared, sure, but then once they're done, they feel relieved because they did what they didn't think they could do. They surpassed their expectations. They went against the grain. They developed something they didn't think they had, a strength. The greatest gains in this market is going to come from choices you make in periods of situations that you have doubt. There is no shortcut to changing your life. There's no shortcut to 100x in your portfolio. Like I always say, right? If you want to make the 100x, break it up. Start with a 2x first, a 5x, 10x. You can't really, I mean, sometimes you get lucky. You put up, $100 on a meme coin and 100x's, you make, $10,000, whatever. But that's like the lottery. Hence why I call meme coins lottery. Sometimes you find utility play, like we did Cash But a Penny, or Block 7 cents, Turbo 3026, average on 14 cents, PNG 8 cents. We found some good entries on some good coins. And you get lucky. Sometimes you get lucky. Sometimes you just make a good move, right? I'm not saying everything I did is on my own accord. Some of it was timing, some of it was luck, and a lot of it was intuition and belief. Just doing what I felt was right in the moment, despite not having the confirmation and answers that it was the right move. That's how you got to think. You see how this level of thinking is a whole different playing field? The majority of people are not thinking like this. That's why I talk about these topics so much. Because I want it to be so ingrained in your head that you start thinking like this naturally. And if you notice, everyone that's a successful investor, they all got similar traits. They're confident people. They think clearly. They do well in their job. They're happy. They're confident. You get there one step at a time. You don't get there by trying to find a shortcut. See, a lot of people try to find shortcuts in life, and they always get let down because you can never replace hard work with anything meaningful to attain real success. Unless you're extremely talented, maybe you can get by kind of just skating by. But at some point, the person who's working harder than you, who's really trying to make a change for themselves and their family and their life, they're going to outpace the person who's just been, a silver spoon fed to them their whole life and kind of just relies on talent. Or tries to be lazy, going for fast food when they can just cook food at home, trying to, find shortcuts in life. You can't look for shortcuts. Right now, this market's red. And I always said red equals opportunity. It's my favorite color for a reason. Just reframe this. Fake it till you make it. Even if you don't believe what you're doing right now is a right, plan to accomplish your goals. If you know, statistically speaking, every summer in crypto in the last, I don't know how many years has been red. Every single period of time after the Bitcoin halving, there's a sell-off. And every time when people think the sky's falling, we have a miraculous recovery out of nowhere, right? When you know that the history has been laid out for you already, you have to have that confidence to do what you know is coming in your heart. Without rambling too long, I just wanted to, send you a message because a lot of you guys need to be reminded this is a life-changing opportunity. The next 3 months, if not more, the next 3 to 6 months, life-changing opportunity. It is literally in your hands. And by the way, if you want to, talk to me, see what crypto I'm buying, selling, trading, join my conference call Q&As, my live streams, see my profit-taking course, join a group of diverse financial investors who also want to be financially free. I am currently running a 50% discount on WAP. You can join if you want to test it out. No questions asked. It is a 50% discount. I am only holding that sale for 2 weeks or until September 1st. So if you're interested, I'd be happy to see you there. Anyways, now I want to hear from you. What has been your biggest accomplishment so far in crypto? And what are you doing in this moment to change your life? Drop your comments down below and let me know. If you enjoyed this video, please leave a like. Really helps so much. That being said, I hope you have a great day and I'll see you next time.